Hey, what's up, guys? Back for another video. This one's going to be a bit different than what I have done in the past. So, I was been thinking the last few days um, about my birthday that's coming up here in a couple weeks. Uh, going to be turning 30 in June. And I was thinking about kind of the best of all the sports. This video is going to focus on baseball, but I was thinking about who are the best athletes that I have seen play and that kind of started their career kind of around when I was born or later. Uh, so I wrote a few names down. I didn't have cards for all of them, but it gave me a good excuse to go through my card collection. So I guess go ahead and get started. So I was thinking about catchers. We'll start off with catchers. So some of the honorable mentions. Got to talk about this guy, Buster Posey. What a great catcher he was in his day. Obviously, I won't spend a ton of time on the honorable mentions, but here's a cool Buster Posey card I just happen to have. Next up, we have, gosh, I loved watching this guy play. Joe Mauer. This is a Topps Pristine rookie. Loved watching this guy play. And then the guy who I kind of came to the conclusion was the best. I could have swore I had one of his cards, but I guess I didn't. And that would be Pudge Rodriguez. He started his career around the time I was born, but I got to see him play live a few times. What a player he was. What a player he was. So next, we'll go ahead and go to first base. So at first base, have a few more cards of these guys. So first honorable mention, a guy who his whole career I feel is super underrated, and that's this guy right here, Jim Thome. He was an amazing power hitter. Amazing power hitter. I think he ended his career, if I'm not mistaken, over 600 home runs, which there's not many guys in the history of baseball who've done that. So there's a Jim Thome rookie there. Next honorable mention, got a modern day player here. Got a couple of Paul Goldschmidt cards. He's a local guy here in Houston, so always like Goldie. Here's a Topps Heritage Chrome. And then here is his Bowman Chrome Rookie Refractor. So a couple cool Goldschmidts there. And then the last honorable mention, of course, Astros fan, got to show off the Bagwells here. Topps Chrome Black Auto and a home team advantage. Then just a couple more of his cards. But the guy, of course, the obvious one to settle on is this man right here, Albert Pujols. He might be the best player I've ever seen in my lifetime, where I got to witness his whole career. Just what a player. What a player Albert Pujols was in those early Cardinals days. Next up, we'll go to second base. First honorable mention. We have Dustin Pedroia here. Cool card. And then the next honorable mention, Robinson Cano. Steroids kind of taints his career, but even so, what a player he was in his prime. But the guy I settled on at second base, probably a homer pick. I don't care. This man right here, Jose Altuve. Of course, I have a few of his cards. Here's a Blue Wave. I love this one because it's numbered number 27, which of course is his number, so that's cool. And then of course, Topps Chrome Black auto. Going to shortstop. This one is quite obvious, but I do want to shout out, honorable mention to a guy who no one talks about nowadays, but I believe he won MVP one of the first years I started watching baseball and actually knew what I was watching. That's this man right here, Miguel Tejada. Holy cow. In the early to mid 2000s, this guy was unbelievable. Great hitter. It's a shame he kind of fell off the face of the earth towards the tail end of his career, but man, in his prime was he good. And then, of course, first pick for shortstop is this man right here, Derek Jeter. I remember actually getting this card with a pack of Oreos back in the day. I actually remember getting this card. I think it's hilarious. But here's a couple more of his cards that I have. And then my favorite. Here's the 07 Topps short print. Let's see if I can get some light here. One that has George W. Bush, and then Mickey Mantle down here. That's a cool card. I love this card. And then we go to third base. There's a lot of good third basemen. I narrowed it down to two, though. Honorable mention, modern guy. Had to go with Nolan Arenado. He's, the best defensive third baseman I've seen in my life. But I thought the hitting of this next guy just edged him out. Because he was just an all-time. He's an all-timer. And that is this man right here, A-Rod. I got to see him when he played for the Rangers for a time. Went to a few Rangers games as a kid. Seeing him and Ivan Rodriguez and some other guys on those early 2000s Rangers teams. They were pretty spectacular. And then this is pretty cool A-Rod card to have. Let's go ahead and go to DH here. So I don't have many cards for DH. I did want to give a shout out, honorable mention to Lance Berkman. Very underrated hitter in his time. He was a great hitter. And here, I love this card. This is pretty cool. It's got Pujols and Berkman from when they won the World Series. It's a cool card. But the obvious choice for DH, it's crazy that I only have one of his cards because he was one of, if not my favorite player growing up. And that is Big Papi. Shockingly, this is the only card I own, so you know what that means. I got to get more. There's my DH. Now let's move to outfield. I'm just going to kind of classify it as outfield. No need to get super specific there. But I only really have one. Well, I do want to mention a couple guys that would have made my team, but I don't have any of their cards crazy enough. Vladimir Guerrero Sr., unreal. Him and Ichiro. Ichiro definitely would have made my outfield, but I didn't have any of his cards. I need to get on that. But an honorable mention is this guy right here, Giancarlo Stanton. You know, one of the best power hitters that I can remember seeing. He has kind of fallen off a little bit with the Yankees, but when he was with the Marlins, holy cow, man, he was must-watch TV. Must-watch. So have that. 3 outfielders I kind of settled on, at least of guys I had cards of. First guy, have Mookie Betts. This is the only card of his I actually have, which I am fine with. Great player. Very well-rounded player. And this guy I have quite a few cards of. Again, one of the best hitters I've ever seen. And that is Manny Ramirez. I have a cousin who works for the Boston Red Sox field groundskeeping crew, and I got to, one time when I visited him up in Boston, I got to go to a Yankees Red Sox game. This probably would have been in 2008. So I got to see A-Rod, Jeter, Big Papi, Manny Ramirez, all of those guys play. And it's, looking back on it, one of the craziest things that I can't believe I was ever able to go to. Guy from Houston, Texas, going to a Yankees Red Sox game in Fenway Park is a bucket list thing, and I got to witness it. And then the last Manny Ramirez card, not my favorite. Everyone knows about these old Bowman, but got that one. And then the last outfielder, pretty obvious one, and a great time to just show off this card one more time on the channel. That's Mike Trout. I mean, what can you say about Mike Trout that hasn't already been said? He truly is one of the best players of all time, and especially of this generation. Just an absolute great player. And then the last but not least, let's go through some of the pitchers. Now, there's a lot of great pitchers. A lot of great pitchers to choose from. I kind of narrowed it down to, looks like 4 here. One that I don't have cards of is Clayton Kershaw. He's certainly on the short list of one of the best pitchers of the timeline here. But first honorable mention, it's 2 guys on one card, and I absolutely love this card. I found it at an antique shop, crazy enough, and that is Roy Halladay and CC Sabathia. This is like a redo of the old tobacco cards, like trifolds. Picked it up for $1. I just thought it was really cool looking card. I don't have a great holder for it, but this is just gonna have to make do for the time being. But real cool card there. I couldn't leave this guy off the list, but this is the only card I have of him, and that is that is Mariano Rivera. The focus is not liking this one at all. There we go. Mariano Rivera, best closer to ever play. You know, showed up in big moments. Was a huge part of those Yankees teams. So I had to show him off there. And then the last honorable mention, speaking of those old Red Sox teams, this guy was very important to those Red Sox teams, and that is Pedro Martinez. Put together one of the best stretches baseball's ever seen, certainly. So this is a card I have of his. But the main guy, I know it's biased, but at least he was in the ballpark to, have me pick him. And that is Justin Verlander. Absolutely love Verlander. I mean, it seems like he's been around ever since I started watching baseball, which he basically has. So, my favorite pitcher, modern era, for sure. And then I have this card of his, and then also this that I've showed on the channel before. So yeah, that just a quick little thing. I don't know if any of y'all are like me, but sometimes I get these ideas of, who would be on my all-time team in whatever sport, and I kind of just write it on a piece of paper and kind of forget about it, and then I go back to it every now and then. And I'm like, oh yeah. So I thought I'd just make a video, kind of tie it into cards as well. So if you like this idea and think I should do more going forward, make sure to like and comment below. But until next time, guys, peace.